Hello and welcome to another PA Matches cast. I'm Brian Purkis, and today we've got an exciting 1v1 Klops versus Buckfast. Both are skilled, experienced players, and as I say this, we got some weirdness. Klops couldn't decide what he wanted to go with. And that bot factory is degrading. That is a most both of them are. That is a most unfortunate mistake. What's going on right here is if you start building something and then stop building it, there is, I want to say, a 30-second... Actually, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's 30-second delay where the building will then start deconstructing and go boom. Klops is going for all vehicles, which is very interesting considering the current meta, which is pretty much all bots these days. Air Factory second. I love seeing some unique builds like this, so I'm really excited about this match. Buckfast is going for the traditional bot spam build. Looks like Buckfast didn't get quite as good of a spawn. He doesn't have any metal spots right near where his commander is, which is alright. Maybe not. He is kind of hurting. He went for way too much production power before getting the metal income to support it. Gotta be careful with that. But now he's starting to get on track, but he is behind Klops, as Klops has some vehicles moving around. He's got these bolos heading out to protect his expanding fabrication vehicle, and a bomber moving out to scout. Buckfast has got... Wow, everybody's in the negative. That's not good. Klops has now found Buckfast, while Buckfast has got some bots moving out to protect insecure expansions. Buckfast saw that bomber coming in from this direction, so he's got those bots headed out in that way, which is a good guess towards where... Actually, no, doy. He's got that radar, but Klops' base is just outside that radar range. Klops does not have a radar, so he doesn't see those incoming bots, although those tanks can deal with those bots quite easily. Nice bombing run, took out Buckfast's expanding fabricator, which is a huge setback. Buckfast really needs to get those fabricators expanding. He is already behind Klops in metal income, and his docks are taking hits from that bomber, which finally gets taken down. And in come the raiding bots, while most of Klops' tank army is in the opposite direction, which is kind of just a bit weird, since Klops knows that Buckfast is off in that direction, and now he's got his tanks moving to try and intercept, but in come the bots, gonna start pecking away at these factories. They do have such low DPS that they're not going to be able to finish it off, and factories have a crazy amount of health, and just those few tanks have warded off Buckfast's raiding bots. And down goes that tank, and the fabricator got taken out as well. Klops was trying to micro and keep that fabricator alive by building these walls, but it got taken out anyways. More bots forming up on the edge of Klops' base, and Klops still does not have a radar. That is a huge mistake. He's doing all right for energy. He was just maxed out there for a little bit, so he's doing all right. Having that radar is just so important. And it's still weird that he's got most of his army over here when he knows that Buckfast's base is over there. I guess he really wants to keep his outlying metal extractors alive, and he's playing very defensively, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Still is a little weird. Let's take a look at the total unit count. Buckfast does have about twice as many units, but those bots just are way outclassed by tanks. So I'd say their armies are about even. In come the bots. They're probably going to get at least, they're going to get at least one metal extractor kill, and now they're running away. So these tanks are doing a nice job of keeping these outlying metal extractors alive, but since Klops lost that one expanding fabricator, there's another one. He really needs to get out another fabricator so he can start expanding and make up for these metal extractor losses. That's the benefit of the docks. The docks so dang fast. They can move in, find a weak spot, take out some metal extractors before the tanks get there, and run away. So Buckfast's economy has now eclipsed Klops, and Klops is having a hard time defending against these raiding docks, and this is where that radar would be so helpful, so he could see where the docks are coming, so he can preemptively move his tanks to intercept. Let's take a look at the total unit count. Still continuing to climb at about an even rate. Klops does have one more factory than Buckfast does. Both have only one fabricator. And Klops is now in the negative for economy, man. In these types of real-time strategy games, the economy is just as important, if not more important, than your units. If you don't have the economy in Planetary Annihilation, you'll get outproduced and overwhelmed by your opponent. It's not to say that unit movement isn't important. It is very important, as Buckfast is showing us. He's doing an excellent job of raiding, coming around, doing some great hit and runs to hit those weak spots, prevent expansion, and hamper Klops' economy. And Klops is hurting. He's hurting for energy, hurting for metal, and he's continuing to expand his production value. He probably should stop with these factories until he gets at least his energy on track. He's building a fabrication aircraft, which is a risky move since Buckfast does have an air factory with a decent amount of fighters, and this large bot force right here is probably going to cause a decent amount of destruction, or at least distraction. Down goes those vehicles, getting in a metal extractor kill. Down goes the air factory, and probably, gonna lose another factory. Energy plant, more metal, probably another factory, energy plant. This is a brutal raid. Down goes the fabricators, and one energy plant, two energy plant, three energy plant. This is a brutal raid from Buckfast. Great job of microing that attack when Klops' army comes in, just running the opposite direction. And it looks like Buckfast's attack is fallen back, and that was a perfect use of bots. Move in on the weak side, cause a bunch of damage, run away from the defending army, and then just move on out. Buckfast has to win the war of attrition, as he cannot win a direct conflict since he has so many bots. Tanks just way outclips bots. Oh, that is beautiful! Love it! Klops' army goes in the opposite direction to try and defend against the attack, so Buckfast just moves in on the other side and takes out the remaining metal extractors, and now that fabrication vehicle is gonna get hunted down and destroyed. Oh, this is brutal. Beautiful raiding from Buckfast. This is some fantastic 1v1 gameplay. Klops knows he has lost the war of attrition. He has no expansion, no economy to expand. Buckfast's economy that's like 3 to 4 times as large as Klops's, so Klops is going for the all-in. His commander's moving in with his entire force, and this is going to be the clash to decide the match. All of these bots need to desperately take out all those vehicles or focus down. Oh, man! That is brutal. All of those tanks just obliterate all of those bots. And now Buckfast is not looking good for Buckfast. He's got to clump up all of his units, and This might be a good opportunity to switch to bomb bots, build a bunch of bomb bots, and then just go suicide in on that commander and finish him off. He is wounded, down to 80%. That still is a lot of health, but at the same time, Buckfast has a lot of bot factories, and Klops has nothing to defend that commander, so he could very easily get in a bomb bot snipe. And this is where tanks shine in those direct conflicts. They don't need to hit and run. All they need to do is just run on into the base and beat it up with a sledgehammer. Buckfast is pulling his commander forward to ward off some of those attacks. This is giving Klops his desperately needed breathing room to try and get expanding again. He's got his commander running around, gaining metal extractors and brilliant micro right there, pulling back his tanks to use their superior range to whittle away at those bots. This has just been a fantastic attack. Oh, and now Klops is moving on in and hitting the outlying metal extractors, evening up the economy. This is a fantastic comeback by Klops. Buckfast needs to be careful or else he's going to lose his advantage. He needs to step up to vehicles, go for the bomber snipe, go for the bombbot snipe, change it up and do something, because these vehicles are kicking his butt. He's losing economy, he's losing factories. He needs to change it up, because these vehicles are just shredding Buckfast's bots. This is where mixed army is good, and this is why the current meta tends to be bots for early game, vehicles for late game. If Buckfast had switched it up and started building more vehicle factories instead of bot factories, he might not be in the position that he is currently in. He did a fantastic job of raiding with bots, really put in the hurt on Klops, but now he's being eclipsed by the power of the Bolo. If, like I was saying, if Buckfast had started building some vehicle factories, or maybe some air factories, or bomb bots or something, changing it up. And it looks like Klops is going to be making an attempt at the bomb bot snipe. He's got bomb bots being built over here, and Buckfast's commander is in a very bad position. It is idle and on the edge of the base. Got to be careful of those snipes. Can't leave your commander out on the edge like that. Especially leave it idle. Commander is the most efficient builder. Man, and these tanks are just continuing to run rampant and steamroll on through. And Klops has turned this around. Klops' economy is now eclipsed Buckfast's, and the unit count is still about the same. Klops is catching up in the total unit count, but the determining factor is Klops' units are vehicles, not bots. So those bots are just way outclassed by the Bolo. As Buckfast's commander continues to sit idle, and oh nope, Klops is now building docks instead of bomb bots. I probably would have kept on sticking with the bomb bots. Having a snipe-sized force of bomb bots is a very good asset. They are very fast, so just keep them in reserve in your base. Spot the enemy commander if it's vulnerable. Finish it off, and it does not take many bomb bots to snipe a commander. But there, finally, Buckfast's commander's on the move, moving back into the bowels of the base. Nope, just sitting there. Gotta keep that commander building. Let's take a look at Klops' base. He's still hurting for energy, and still doesn't have a radar. Just such a fan of the radar. The intel it provides is invaluable. Klops has got another flanking army of tanks moving out. Got a bit of a clash here as Buckfast's bot army gets into range and is chewing on through these tanks here. Taking out a metal extractor, finds the commander. In comes Klops' commander. Fantastic Uber cannon. Klops' commander is dipping down to 70%. And this is when you go for the snipe. Ooh, that was several metal extractor kills, a number of a decent amount of tank kills all around. Good move. Klops' commander is on the edge and vulnerable. If Buckfast were to turn all of his bot factories into bomb bot factories, just build a whole bunch of bomb bots, he would be able to snipe Klops' commander with ease. There's no way Klops' commander would be able to survive such an onslaught, especially since Klops' commander is moving further forward, just begging to be sniped. This is just the perfect snipe opportunity. Edge, idle, wounded. Go for the throat. More raiding from Klops' tank army. Took out a few metal extractors and expanding fabricators, forcing Buckfast's hand, drawing the confrontation, and tanks just win out in confrontations like these. Down goes the raiding army, but that army did the damage it needed to. Took out a few metal extractors, most importantly those expanding fabricators, and quite a few bots. Got some nice raiding from Buckfast, cutting off some of his expansion, Klops' expansion. And both players need to expand more. They both have done a nice job of raiding each other's expansions, but haven't been doing a good job of expanding. And both commanders are sitting vulnerable, just begging to be sniped out on the edge of the base. More raiding, forcing Buckfast to defend, and I don't get why he hasn't switched up to vehicles. He is getting his ass handed to him by all of Klops' vehicles, and his bots just aren't doing the job. Bots do not work well in confrontations. And there's the bomb bots. Finally, bomb bots are being built. But Buckfast's Klops' commander is protected by those tanks, so it is going to be harder for Buckfast to pull off the snipe. Still could do it. It's just going to be harder. Now there's the opportunity. It needs to build more, big time, more bomb bots, and move them on in this way. And nope, there's the... Not anymore. Those tanks take care of it just fine, and this is probably gonna be the end of the match, as the commanders are both forward on the edge, and it's gonna be close. Buckfast's commander is down to 30. Yep, Buckfast overextended himself and did not have the support. Oh, and Klops' commander survives with only 10% health. Don't overextend yourself. Wait for the opportune moment. If Buckfast had given himself more time to build up a larger bomb bot army, or if he had started building the bomb bot army sooner, he could have pulled off a win. Either way, that was an incredible 1v1. Very well played by both players. Lots of learning opportunities. Lots of great examples of good gameplay. That was just fantastic. I enjoyed that, obviously. I hope y'all did. Thank you very much, Klops, for sending that one in. If y'all have a match that you think other people would enjoy, let me know. Head on over to pamatches.com/submit and send me your matches. Don't forget to drop a like and to subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. It really helps me out. And I'll see you next time.